we'll be talking about Cherrim, the first evolution to have interchangeable forms, excluding Mega Evolution, Gigantamaxing, Dynamaxing, and Terastallization, being the only evolution of Cherubi who evolves at level 25. Its previous PYC dates are April 22nd, 1997, February 11th, 2000, hey, that's my birthday, December 2nd, 2002, September 22nd, 2005, July 13th, 2008, May 4th, 2011, February 22nd, 2014, December 13th, 2016, October 4th, 2019, and July 25th, 2022. Cherrim was one of the Pokemon I was excited to talk about due to its two forms, particularly how they work in my Pokemon Ranch. When the player visits the ranch at night, Cherrim is in its Overcast form. But if the player visits during the day, it would be in its Sunshine form. The player could even see this happen if the visit lasted long enough for the time to change. Speaking of its forms, I've always been confused why Cherrim's official art chooses the Overcast form as the default, as the Sunshine form is the one with the full face in the art. Well, I understand that, in the main games, it mainly appears in the Overcast form, only changing in battles and contests. Realistically, one might imagine there would typically be in its Sunshine form, although I suppose that would depend on the area and season. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Cherrim, the Blossom Pokemon, whose number is 0421. This is the Overcast form. This is what it looks like. This is the Sunshine form. This is what it looks like. Its type is Grass, ability Flower Gift. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 75 or 17.5%. Breedings, it groups Fairy and Grass. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 1 foot 8 or 0.5 meters. Weight is 20.5 pounds or 9.3 kilograms. Base experience yield is 133 in Gen 4 and 158 in Live Lust. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 2 and special attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is purple. Other forms may have other colors. And base friendship is 70. Cherrim is a grass-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves from Cherubi, starting at level 25. In sunny weather, Cherrim changes appearance from its Overcast form into its Sunshine form. Biology, Cherrim is a small Pokemon with two different forms, both of which are dependent on the weather. During normal weather conditions, Cherrim is in its Overcast form. Two purple petals enclose its deep pink body. A short purple stem and a green leafy sepal sprout from the top of the petals. Its eyes appear to be near its short legs in this form. Cherrim waits quietly as a bud for a ray of sunlight. When it is hit with strong sunlight, it blooms and absorbs the rays with its entire body. It quickly changes from quiet to excitable and active. It will attempt to make up for everything it was forced to endure as a bud while the sunshine lasts. Once the light is gone, Cherrim folds back into a bud. Bug Pokemon are often seen gathering around Cherrim due to being drawn in by the scent released from its petals. Cherrim is the only Pokemon that can have Flower Gift as an ability. Forms, Cherrim has two forms, Overcast form and Sunshine form. When there is strong sunlight, Cherrim changes into its Sunshine form. Pink petals, similar to cherry blossoms, surround its head and cover its chest. Several of these petals radiate outward from a yellow sphere on the back of its head. There is a small triangular patch of green on its neck. Additionally, two berry-like orbs, resembling cherry-shaped hair ornaments, adorn its head. It has stubby limbs, with the arms being pink and the legs being yellow. Overcast form, Sunshine form. Evolution, Cherrim evolves from Cherubi, so Cherubi, Cherrim. Game data, Pokedex entries in Gen 4 and Diamond. It blooms during times of strong sunlight. It tries to make up for everything it endured as a bud. Pearl, it is docile as a bud, but turns cheerful when it blooms. It folds back into a bud if sunlight wanes. Platinum, if it senses strong sunlight, it opens its folded petals to absorb the sun's rays with its whole body. A Heart Gold and Soul Silver, during times of strong sunlight, its bud blooms, its petals open fully, and it becomes very active. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry in Gen 6. X is Heart Gold and Soul Silver's entry. Y is Platinum in the Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and X's entry. Alpha Sapphire is Platinum, the Gen 5 entries, and Y's entry. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond, it blooms during times of strong sunlight. The Pokemon tries to make up for everything it endured as a bud. Shining Pearl, it is docile as a bud and turns cheerful when it blooms. It folds back into a bud if sunlight wanes. Overcast form, Sword, as a bud, it barely moves. It sits still, placidly waiting for sunlight to appear. Shield, its folded petals are pretty tough. Bird Pokemon can peck at them all they want, and Cherrim won't be bothered at all. Legends of Arceus, motionless, save for the occasional quiver, a rich array of Pokemon can be found gathered around it, drawn by the scent exuded from Cherrim's folded petals. Sunshine form, Sword. After absorbing plenty of sunlight, Cherrim takes this form. It's full of energy while it's like this, and its liveliness will go on until sundown. Shield. The faint scent that emanates from its full blossom entices bug Pokemon to it. Legends Arceus. Cheerfully active on sunny days, immediately closes its petals and becomes immobile once the sun becomes hidden, however. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items in Black, White, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sword and Shield has the Miracle Seed 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, Normal has the Lum Berry 65% of the time. King's Leaf 30% of the time. Grid items by level. Alpha EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 20% of the time. And grid items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, all games but Legends Arceus. So it seems to have different stats depending on Sunshine form versus Overcast form in Legends Arceus, but it just keeps the same stats outside of that game. So I guess we'll just do this one. And then we'll compare them, I guess. HP 70, attack 60, defense 70, special attack 87, special defense 78, speed 85 for a total of 450. Sunshine form, Legends Arceus. In Pokemon Legends Arceus only, Sunshine form has different stats from Overcast form. In all other games, Overcast and Sunshine form have the same base stats. So, okay, HP 70, that stays the same. Attack 90. That goes up. Defense 70, that stays the same. Special attack 87, that stays the same. Special defense 117, that goes up. Speed 85, that stays the same, for a total of 519. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damaged normally by normal, fighting rock, ghost, steel, psychic dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fly, poison, bug, fire, and ice, all for double. Immune to nothing, resistant to ground, water, grass, and electric, all for half. Learn set by leveling up in Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. We'll do this Evo here, and then go down to 25, so upon evolution, it gets Sunny Day. 28 Leech Seed, 34 Takedown, 41 Petal Blizzard, 48 Worry Seed, 55 Solar Beam, and 62 Petal Dance. In Legends Arceus, we'll start with 29 here. At 29, it learns Sleep Powder and masters it at 40. At 37, it learns Double Edge and masters it at 48. At 47, it learns Petal Dance and masters it at 59. By the TM/TR, we're skipping. By breeding, we're skipping. By tutoring in Sword and Shield. In the Sword and Shield expansion pass, it gets Grassy Glide. It's a physical grass-type move. Power is 70, accuracy 100%, and PB has 20. In Legends Arceus, it can get Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Giga Impact, Hyper Beam, Magical Leaf, Play Rough, and Rest. By prior evolutions, nothing. By transfer from another generation. From 4, it gets Captivate, that doesn't work anymore. 6 and 7, it gets Confide. 4 through 7, it gets Double Team. 4 through 6, it gets Flash, that doesn't work anymore. 4 through 7, it gets Frustration, Grass Whistle, and Hidden Power. None of them work anymore. 7, it gets Laser Focus. 4 through 7, it gets Lucky Chant, Natural Gift, and Return. None of them work anymore. 4 and 6, it gets Secret Power. That doesn't work anymore. And 4 through 7, it gets Swagger, Synthesis, and Toxic. Side game data. In the Overcast form, you got all this. In the Sunshine form, you got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Ulmia, and the browser entry. It scatters leaves and seeds to attack. Guardian Signs. It launches leaf blades around itself. Got all this. In Pokemon Go, Sunshine form is only obtainable in a wild encounter in sunny/clear weather. Form data. Cherrim changes forms depending on the weather in battle and contests. During harsh sunlight and without an active ability nullifying the weather, it changes into Sunshine form. Otherwise, it will be in its Overcast form. Due to its ability Flower Gift, its attack and special defense increase in its Sunshine form. Outside of battles and contests, it will always be in Overcast form. In Gen 4, Cherrim changes forms independently of its ability starting in Gen 5. It is Cherrim's ability that changes its form, except in Pokemon Legends Arceus, in which Cherrim's form and stat change without Flower Gift due to the game's lack of abilities. In Legends Arceus, Cherrim will change form in battle only if the overworld weather is sunny or harsh sunlight, and if the in-game time is either morning, daytime, or evening. Both conditions must be met. In Japanese, the names of Cherrim's forms use form, the term otherwise primarily used in the names of forms localized as form with an E in English. Other weather, Overcast form, Cherrim, Flower Gift, Harsh Sunlight, Sunshine form, Cherrim. Evolution data, Cherubi, level 25 Cherrim. Sprites here, so a little darker. Probably overall a little darker colors, yeah, I think so. You can see the Overcast and the Sunshine forms. It's blue for the shiny instead of the purple. There's a darker yellow. Then a little bit changes, probably, mostly probably in this one. Its mouth is a lot bigger, more wide open, I guess. Yeah. These seem to be a lot more vibrant for the shiny. That's interesting. This also, yeah, seems to, instead of being like solid colors, it's like a gradient. That's interesting. In Gen 5, we get the full back sprites. Yeah. Gen 6, you get the models. Pretty good adaptation, I'd say. Gen 7, not much changes. Gen 8, Sword and Shield. You get the much better models, of course. Legends Arceus, get these models. Homes, you get these models. Animation, Overcast Form Cherrim in Pokemon the series, Diamond and Pearl. Weird. Oh, I was not expecting that. Got this. Sunshine Form Cherrim in Pokemon the series. Pokedex entries in Diamond and Pearl, episode 95, in Ash's Pokedex. Cherrim, the Blossom Pokemon. Cherrim stays quiet until its flowers bloom, when it becomes quite excitable. In the manga, Sunshine Form Cherrim in Pokemon Adventures. Overcast Form Cherrim in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this. In the TCG, Trivia, Cherrim, and Cast Form are the only Pokemon whose alternate forms cannot be viewed in the Pokedex in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Only the Overcast form, and its gender differences, though it has none, are available, but it is not labeled as such. In version 1.0.1 of Legends Arceus, a glitch made Wild Cherrim in Sunshine form uncatchable. This was later fixed in version 1.0.2. Origin Cherrim's reaction to light is apparently based on photonastic flowers. Cherrim in its Sunshine form seems to be based on cherry blossoms, flowers that are particularly symbolic of Japan. Its Overcast form resembles the bud of a fuchsia flower and other flowering plants such as the cherry blossoms and cherry fruits that tend to grow a form of clustered flowers that hangs on its tree and later blossoms into multiple fruits. Name origin, Cherrim may be a combination of cherry and cherubim, or a blossom. Languages, Overcast and Sunshine forms, their languages, related articles, external links. Let's move on. Now let's watch Cherrim's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching The Rise of Darkrai. In this film, Ash Ketchum, the main character's traveling companions, Brock and Dawn, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, have met Alice and her Chimchar, who has shown them the garden of the Space-Time Tower in Alamos Town. They have just met Baron Alberto and Tonio, a scientist who was just blasted by Alberto's Licky Tongue's Hyper Beam as he thought that Antonio, who was behind a bush, was Darkrai. There's the Cherrim.
Cherrim? You okay? This is
Tonio,
my friend
Alice.
Tonio. He's a scientist.
I would say that is Cherrim's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Cherrim cards, both of which feature Cherrim in its Sunshine form. We'll start with the older one. It's the first Cherrim card design. It was illustrated by Utsuko Nishida. I like the perspective and background. Cherrim has 80 HP. It's 1'8" and 20.5 pounds. It has 2 moves, Worry Seed and Magical Leaf. In the video games, Worry Seed is a grass-type move introduced in Gen 4. It changes the opponent's ability to Insomnia, meaning they can't be affected by sleep-based moves. On this card, it costs 1 grass energy and hits for 20 damage. Upon a successful coin flip, the opponent's Pokemon is now confused. In the video games, Magical Leaf is a grass-type move introduced in Gen 3. It almost always hits. On this card, this move costs 2 grass energies and does either 20 or 40 damage, depending on a successful coin flip. With that successful coin flip, 30 HP is added to Cherrim, assuming it has lost any damage. It's weak to fire for plus 20 damage, which mimics its weakness to fire in the video games. It's resistant to water for minus 20 damage, which mimics its resistance to water in the video games. It costs 2 of any energy for Cherrim to retreat. In the bottom right corner, there's the Diamond and Pearl expansion symbol. Its description reads, "It blooms during times of strong sunlight. It tries to make up for everything it endured as a bud." This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond. Cherrim is level 26. The second Cherrim card is the 4th card design. It was illustrated by Seiya Zurata, a designer and illustrator for the franchise, having begun in 2006 and continuing to this day as of March 2025. I like this illustration. It's a very pleasant image to look at. Cherrim shares its HP, height, weight, weakness, and resistance with the other Cherrim. This Cherrim has 2 moves, Ram and Petal Dance. Ram isn't a move in the video games. On this card, it costs no energies and hits for 20 damage. In the video games, Petal Dance is a move introduced in Gen 1. It hits the opponent for multiple turns. On this card, it costs 1 grass energy. The player flips a coin 3 times. For every heads, the move hits for 30 damage, meaning it can hit for 0, 30, 60, or 90 damage. Cherrim also becomes confused. It costs 1 of any energy for Cherrim to retreat. In the bottom right corner, there's the Supreme Victor's expansion symbol. Its description reads, if it senses strong sunlight, it opens its folded petals to absorb the sun's rays with its whole body. This is the Pokédex entry in Pokemon Platinum, Black, White 2, White 2, Y, and Alpha Sapphire. Cherrim is level 29, 3 levels higher than the other Cherrim. I don't have a card for Shellos, so the next Pokemon with the card I'll be talking about is Chingling. Now let's see why other people love Cherrim. Hello and welcome to the community post section of the video. Today the question is, what do you love about Cherrim? For this question you can answer with the Overcast and Sunshine forms. Grungor Flungor has responded. They say, Cherrim's design is super cute. I also think the Overcast gimmick is interesting. Thank you for your response. Let's move on. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. No, we're set in fan art, so instead we're looking at TV art fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Cherrim. So this first one is Cherrim, Sunshine form by Arcane. This fun fan-made card here, so it's basic Cherrim, HP 80, doesn't have any moves. I think it's just supposed to be like a border for the art. It's very cute. Weakness, fire, double, resistance, nothing, retreat, nothing. Illustrated Arcane, it's a J, I guess, mark. It's got this, I don't know, this symbol here, and then, right, that's their logo or something. And then, yeah, JB64, JB555. I guess that's their collection of art. Yes. Very well done. Then we've got Cherrim Redesign Pokemon by LaserCraft32, so it's, you know, different version where it's more feminine, I guess. Where they're like more, you know, ponytail and pigtails, more like, you know, little girls or something. Yeah, very interesting. Got Cherrim Overcast, Cherrim Sunny Day. Then we've got Cherrim by Thunder Gamer 025. It's this nice, cute little Cherrim image here. Cherrim, yeah. Very well done. Then we've got Teddy Ursa and Cherrim Pokemon Fusion, number 55 by Bob Cross Crab. So, this cute little image here. All their social media. It's a normal grass type. Got the Fusion original on like their art. Seems to be from March 26th of some year in the 2020s. Looks like maybe it could be a 4? I don't know why it's cut off. Yeah, that's interesting. Very well done. Then this doesn't contain a Cherrim, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Shellos. As always, this isn't my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.